Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. First pre-final of the 2022 Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup here at Circuito Karting Campillos. Let's give you the grid for the pre-final for Minimax. After yesterday, clean sweep of the board for Albert Friend, 3 from 3, and he starts from pole position. Alongside him will be the Netherlands' very own Boaz Maximov, Nicolas Garcia Diaz from Spain, and Rory Armstrong from Great Britain will be alongside on row 2. Max Cuthbert, also representing the United Kingdom, will be alongside Jeremy Roivers from Spain on row number 3. Jagrat de Troya from India and Hungary's Marcel Zebo round out the top 4 rows and completing the top 10. It's Estonia's Nikita Zhubimov and Spain's Ivan Gonzalez Elul. Then we have Tom Strele and Ryan Bourguignon from Latvia and France, Latvia and Morocco, my apologies there, respectively. Nikita Nikishov and Felipe Reyes ran at the top 7 rows ahead of Kasper Nissen, Jaden Sherwood, Jensen Schork and Christian Stefanov, with Hugo Fuentes Luque and Bruno Greli rounding out the top 20. There's a pair of Latvians on row number 11 with Adrian Stions and Alex Menezes, followed by Enzo Riccio and Marius Karasiaukas from Lithuania, rounding out the 24 strong. This time it goes from 7 minutes to 11 minutes plus a lap. That would be for both the pre-final and the final. So as the sunshine starts beaming down on the circuit once again, a little bit earlier than we had yesterday, but good control from both Albert Friend and Boaz Maximov. They want to make sure there's an opportunity to have a clean start first time round. So the field slows to a crawl into the side-by-side dual line formation for the rolling start. So out of the final corner, they go into the tram lines, the revs rise, the lights are out, we're off and away and racing. And the inside, well, the right-hand side of the circuit always seems to help those on the inside row get going, and Boaz Maximov looks to be down into 4th position, but Albert Friend has started as he should do from pole position. 2nd is Nicolas Garcia Diaz. 3rd, it's Max Cuthbert. Boaz Maximov and Jagrat de Troya round out the top 5 positions, followed by Rory Armstrong. Nikita Zhubimov has moved up to 7th position ahead of Spain's Jeremy Roivers as they go down the hill for the first time onto the straights on the middle part of the circuit. And Albert Friend looking a lot more over his shoulders in the early goings. Bit of a longer race, so strategy is going to be crucial. And the whole field have made it through on lap number 1. Down to the second from last corner, the 2 leaders, actually line astern. These drivers making positional gains a little bit outside of the top 15 as we come across the line to complete lap number 1. As Jeremy Roivers goes defensive on the 178 of Hungary's Marcel Zebo as they go up the hill. They're quickly followed by Ryan Bourguignon from Morocco, being mechanic this weekend by Matthew Higgins. The sharp end of the field, Albert Friend still leading, and has got Garcia Diaz along for the ride. They're starting to try and pull away from those following, and Boaz Maximov has got past Max Cuthbert as the Dutch driver now up into 3rd position. Down the mid straightaway they go again. Rory Armstrong keeping his head down, trying to look to get past Latvia's Toms Strele. And that's the battle for 6th position on the road. And Armstrong, based out of County Down, gets the perfect amount of slipstream there. Looks to the inside, goes through, and Just wondering if Nikita Nikishov might have gone through as well. But Albert Friend still controlling proceedings as we're 2.25 minutes in. Streda has got Nikishov up the inside, going through into turn one. Nikishov has made it through on the Latvian. Just behind them, they've got Nikita Zhubimov from Estonia. He now looks up the inside. Nice move there from the 112 and blocks off the path very neatly indeed. Down the hill they go once again, top three. You can't really separate them. Strela in the wheel tracks of Zhubimov at the moment as things stand, and now looks to pull side by side with the Estonian, can't get through. This time looks up the inside through into the left-hand hairpin, makes the move through. Zhubimov goes towards the outside. Oh, that was close. Zhubimov nearly parks it around the outside of Strela there whilst battling for position, and Tom Strela is like saying, look, let's just catch up with everybody, come on. Let's stop fighting, let's go after them, and then we'll fight. Then we'll have a battle out on track. For now, the train at the front of the field is starting to expand in terms of numbers, that is. But Albert Friend having a slender lead. It's been no more than 0.2 of a second between the Brits and Nicolas Garcia-Diaz. Boris Maximov had a quick chat with the young Dutchman this morning. He said he really enjoyed the racing, very close. It's what you like as a racer, having good close battles, and that's what we're getting here. So some great racing from the Minimax contingent we've got here at Circuito Karting Campillos. Albert Friend controlling proceedings. So the results, the confirmed results from the pre-final in every single class will then set the grid for the finals. Albert Friend pulling ever so slightly away from Nicolas Garcia-Diaz. Into the braking zone they go for the sweeping right-hand hairpin, far part of the circuit. Now into this lovely flowing chicane, double an S-bend, onto the main straightaway. Albert Friend's lead still is at 1.75 tenths of a second. So 0.175 separates the two, but Garcia-Diaz was looking very, very close indeed. There's the Troya being close to them by Rory Armstrong. Down the hill once again they go. Unfortunately, it's going to be a difficult afternoon for Christian Stefanov, who I've just noticed is unfortunately retired on the second lap of the race itself. We're currently on lap number 5. Some great skirmishes, some great battling happening towards the back of the order, one of which is being led by Bruno Greling, who's got Enzo Riccio, Marius Garciaucas and Alex Menezes alongside for good company, so a quartet squabbling over what is 18th position. Albert Friend starting another lap. That is going to be lap number 6. And extends the gap by 0.75 of a second to 0.244 over Nicolas Garcia-Diaz. Boris Maximov still in the hunt. Max Cuthbert in 4th. Jagrat de Troya from India in 5th. Rory Armstrong in 6th. Nikita Nikishov, Tom Strela, Nikita Zhubimov and Jeremy Roivers round out the top 10 positions. So 23 of the 24 karts here in the Minimax class still running in the pre-final with 4.75 minutes still remaining. Albert Friend is putting on a bit of a masterclass here. He did that yesterday with 3 successive race victories, giving him he qualified 5th, but when you take a victory, you have 0 points to your score, and that's the best you can have in karting. Great dice between 4th, 5th and 6th as Armstrong sends it. Oh, little bit of a touch, side to side impact between the 102 of Jagrat Troya and Nikita Nikishov going through turn one. Armstrong literally had the welcoming committee open the doors for him right there. 166. Northern Ireland got through. So wasn't a very well chap. I had a chat with his mum and dad, and good to see that he was still willing to go out there and go racing. That just goes to show the love for this sport these kids have. Absolutely admire them for doing it. As we have a look at Boaz Maximov now ahead of Nicolas Garcia Diaz in the battle for what is second position. Albert Friend, is he starting to pull away a little bit more? His gap last time was just over 0.34 of a second. Let's have a look at it now, 0.36. So by 18 thousandths of a second, Albert Friend has extended the gap. Garcia Diaz trying to keep close to Maximov, who in turn is closing in on Albert Friend. And that's mainly in the braking zones, but it's just when he puts the accelerator pedal down, Albert Friend manages to get a considerable lead as they go down the hill. Garcia Diaz could lunge at any given moment of time around this circuit. And hairpin is the next one coming up, where Garcia Diaz could look to do that move. The driver from Mono Competición decides otherwise and waits. It's about being in the right place at the right time towards the latter part of this race. If you're into the last 60 seconds and you know that you've got an opportunity to put a move up the inside or maybe even round the outside of somebody else, then you might decide to constructively take that risk and hopefully get that reward. Down the main straightaway once again, we're on to lap number 9 of the race. And Albert Friend leads by just over 0.4 of a second. Boaz Maximov, Nicolas Garcia Diaz round out the top 3. They are covered by just over half a second. Max Cuthbert about a second away from this battle, and is followed a further 1.5 seconds back by Rory Armstrong. Nikita Nikishov is trying to close on the 166 and is about 0.2 adrift. With De Troya, Zhubimov and Strela still seem to be battling away over 8th position, with the Estonian now leading that battle. Marcel Zibo rounds out the top 10 behind Zhubimov and Strela. And Nikishov rounds out the top 6. Felipe Reis from the Netherlands up to 19th position now, ahead of Lithuania's Marius Garciaukas. As we're into the last 60 seconds. Albert Friend down to the final corner once again. Goes on to, we're on to double digits now at this time. Lap 10 now starting. So it's going to be the penultimate lap for these drivers, as Garcia Diaz is trying everything in the playbook to get past Boaz Maximov. And is within half a kart length of the Dutch driver. He's running with Boovin power. So they go down the hill once again. Time will very soon expire, probably by the time they get to the apex of the hairpin or just after, as Albert Friend will start negotiating said hairpin. Before they hit the back straightaway, the timer hits 0 for the Minimax pre-final. One more lap remains after this. And Albert Friend has started pulling away a little bit further into the distance, despite the best efforts of the two behind, Boaz Maximov and Nicolas Garcia Diaz, to try and close in on the 191 from the United Kingdom. So final lap board is out. 8.74 of a second is the lead for Albert Friend. He's now starting to check out. And Maximov and Garcia Diaz are powerless to do anything about it. But they're now going to have their own inter-driver squabble. Rory Armstrong, in the meantime, has got past Nikita Nikishov to 5th place. Is down the hill for the final time. Albert Friend has started off in the same fashion as he finished yesterday, with the 3rd successive heat victory. He's looking pretty good for later on this afternoon for the final, which takes place at 1:15 local time. So the leaders make their way onto the back straightaway for the 11th and final time. And Albert Friend is doing exactly what he needs to do. Garcia Diaz sweeps wide into the second from last corner to try and close in on Boris Maximov. But it's not going to be enough, it looks like, as Albert Friend powers out of the final corner and he wins the pre-final, commanding proceedings from lights out to checkered flag. And between Boris Maximov and Nicolas Garcia Diaz, it was 89 thousandths that separated those two drivers that were in second and third at the checkered flag. Good showing for the Brits in the top 6 overall, with Max Cuthbert rounding out 4th place, Nikita Nikishov from Spain completing the top 5, and Rory Armstrong finishing in 6th position. India's Jagrat Troya rounds out the top 7 ahead of Tom Strele from Latvia, Nikita Zhubimov from Estonia, with Hungary's Marcel Zibol rounding out the top 10 positions. Kasper Nissen from Denmark in 11th, ahead of Ivan Gonzalez-Elul. Jeremy Roivers ending up 13th, ahead of Ryan Bourguignon. Jaden Sherwood completes the top 15, ahead of Jensen Chalk, with Felipe Reyes, Bruno Grayling, Marius Kausiaukas, Hugo Fuentes-Luque, Enzo Riccio. Then we've got Adrian Stions and Alex Menezes rounding out the 23 that finished the race, with Christian Stefanov unfortunately retiring on lap number 2.